Good morning, children. In your previous class, you studied about the human ears and also you discussed about some activities. You just recall it, children. We studied the human ear and also how we will hear the sound. See, the shape of the outer part of the ear, it is like a funnel, and when the sound enters it, it travels down the canal at the end of which there is a thin stretched membrane. It is called as an eardrum. The thin stretched membrane, it is called as the eardrum. And the eardrum, it performs a very important function, children. It is like a stretched rubber sheet. The eardrum is like a stretched rubber sheet, and some vibrations make the eardrum vibrate. And the eardrum sends these vibrations to the inner ear, and from there, the signal goes to the brain. This is how we hear the sound. Now today, we will study about the amplitude, time period, and the frequency of a vibration. And we also discuss some activities here. See, children, we have learned that the to and fro motion of an object is known as the vibration. Vibration means it is the to and fro motion of an object, and this motion, it is called as the oscillatory motion. See, you have already learnt in earlier classes about the oscillatory motion and its time period. See, oscillation means the frequency of oscillation. Frequency of oscillation, it is the number of oscillations per second. And here the frequency, it is expressed in hertz. The unit of frequency is hertz. See, its symbol is H, capital H, and right here small z. The frequency of 1 hertz in 1 oscillation per second. A frequency of 1 hertz is 1 oscillation per second. See, children, the to and fro motion of an object, it is called as the vibration, and this motion, it is called as the oscillatory motion. And the number of oscillations per second, it is called as the frequency of oscillation. And this frequency is expressed in hertz. A frequency of 1 hertz is 1 oscillation per second. And if an object oscillates 20 times in 1 second, what would be its frequency, children? See, a frequency of 1 hertz is 1 oscillation per second. And if an object oscillates 20 times in 1 second, see, what would be its frequency? And you can recognize many familiar sounds without seeing the objects producing them. See, you can recognize the many sounds without seeing the objects producing them. How is it possible? These sounds must be different to enable you to recognize them. See, children, you will hear many types of sounds. All the sounds are not similar, they are different. When you hear the sounds, you can identify which sound it is. And have you ever thought that what factors make them different here? See, all the sounds which we hear, they are not similar, they are all different. And see, children, have you ever thought that what factors make them different? See, here the amplitude and frequency are the two important properties of any sound. See, the amplitude and frequency, these are very important in identifying the sound which it is produced. And here these are the two important properties of any sound. Now, can we differentiate the sounds on the basis of their amplitudes and frequency? Now, Let us study that. Here children, the oscillatory motion means it is the to and fro motion of an object, and the number of oscillations per second, it is called as the frequency of oscillation. It is expressed in hertz. And here a frequency of 1 hertz is 1 oscillation per second, means in every second the frequency of 1 hertz is 1 oscillation. And if an object oscillates 20 times in 1 second, see, if an object oscillates 20 times in 1 second, you find here what is its frequency. You find out this children. Here there is one activity, loudness and pitch. See, you have to take here a metallic tumbler. See children, it has been shown in the figure here. This is a metallic tumbler and you have to take a tablespoon and strike the tablespoon gently at the brim of the tumbler. See children, first you have to take a metallic tumbler and a tablespoon and you have to strike the tablespoon slowly at the brim of the tumbler. Brim means here you have to at the bottom edge, it is called as the brim of the tumbler. First you strike at the bottom of the tumbler and here the sound is produced. When you strike the tablespoon to the bottom edge of the tumbler, the sound is produced here. And now bang the spoon on the tumbler and hear the sound produced again. Now again children, you bang the spoon on the tumbler. Now on the tumbler means here you bang the spoon and you hear the sound produced again. Is the sound louder when the tumbler is struck hard? See children, when you struck the tumbler hard, the sound produced will be louder. And now you suspend a small thermocol ball touching the rim of the tumbler. See children, it has been shown here in the figure. It is a thermocol. It is suspended with a small thread here and you have to take here the thermocol and you have to suspend a small thermocol ball touching the rim of the tumbler. Rim means here the upper edge, it is called as the rim of the tumbler, and you have to suspend the small thermocol touching the rim of the tumbler and vibrate the tumbler by striking it. See children, you vibrate this tumbler by striking it and see now how far the ball is displaced. When you strike the tumbler children, here the vibrations are produced here, and now you see when the vibrations are produced how far this ball is displaced. And the displacement of the ball, it is a measure of the amplitude. The displacement means how far it is moved, no? That is the amplitude of the vibration of the tumbler. Now you strike the tumbler slowly and then a little harder. Now again you strike the tumbler slowly and then a little harder. Now compare the amplitudes of the vibrations of the tumbler in the two cases. See children, you compare the amplitudes of the vibrations of the tumbler in the two cases. Means here when you strike it slowly, the vibrations produced is less here, and when you strike it harder, the vibrations are produced more. In which case it is the amplitude larger here. Now we will see that in which case the amplitude is higher. See, when the vibrations is more, obviously the amplitude will be high. Now the loudness of the sound, it is proportional to the square of the amplitude of the vibration. See children, the loudness of the sound is proportional to the square of the amplitude of the vibration producing the sound. For example, if the amplitude becomes twice. If the amplitude becomes twice, the loudness increases by a factors of 4 here. And here the loudness, it is expressed by unit called decibel. The loudness, it is expressed in a unit called decibel. And here the table gives some idea of the loudness of the sound coming from various sources here. Here the normal breathing, it is 10 decibel, the loudness is 10 decibel. And soft whisper at 5 meter, it is 30 decibel. And normal conversation, it is 60 decibel. Busy traffic, it is 70 decibel. Average factory, it is 80 decibel. Now, above 80 decibel, the noises becomes physically painful. See, above 80 decibel loudness, the noise, it becomes physically painful to our ears. See, children, the loudness of the sound, it is proportional to the square of the amplitude of the vibration producing the sound. Here, if the amplitude becomes twice, if the amplitude is 2 times, then the loudness, it increases by a factor of 4, and it is expressed in the unit called decibel. Here, the loudness of the sound, it depends on its amplitude. The loudness of the sound, it depends on its amplitude. Now, when the amplitude of the vibration is larger, the sound produced is loud. Remember this, children. When the amplitude of the vibration is large, the sound produced is also loud. And when the amplitude is small, the sound produced is feeble. Feeble means here the sound produced is less. And here you compare the sound of the baby with that of an adult. Is there any difference, children? See, compared to the baby sound, the adult sound is more. Is there any difference? Means here the adult sound is more than the baby sound. And even if two sounds are equally loud, they differ in some way. Now let us see how they differ. The frequency determines the shrillness or the pitch of a sound. The frequency, it determines the shrillness or the pitch of a sound. Pitch means, children, it is the degree of highness or the lowness of the tone. Here the pitch, it is the indicates the whether the sound is high or low here. And here the frequency determines the pitch of the sound. And if the frequency of the vibration is higher, we say that the sound is shrill and has a higher pitch. If the frequency of vibration is higher, we say that the sound is of a higher pitch. And if the frequency of vibration is lower, we say that the sound has a lower pitch. Remember this, children. If the frequency of vibration, it is lower, we say that the sound is of a lower pitch. If the frequency is higher, then we say that the sound has a higher pitch. See, children, for example, here a drum, it vibrates. A drum, it vibrates with a low frequency. Therefore, here it produces a low pitched sound. On the other hand, a whistle, it has a higher frequency and therefore it produces a sound of a higher pitch. See, observe the figure here, children. Here one boy is striking the drum here, and another one boy, he is producing the sound using the whistle here. Here, see, the drum vibrates with a low frequency and therefore it produces a low pitched sound. Means here the sound is less compared to that of the whistle here. On the other hand, the whistle has a higher frequency. It has a higher frequency and therefore it produces a higher pitch. Means here the sound will be more here. And a bird, it makes a high pitched sound, whereas the lion makes a low pitched roar. Here a bird has a higher pitched sound. Means here the bird's frequency will be high, and here compared to that of the lion, therefore here the birds makes a high pitched sound, whereas the lion it makes a low pitched roar. And however, the roar of a lion is very loud while the sound of the bird is quite feeble. Means the roar of the lion it is very loud while the sound of the bird is quite feeble. And every day you hear the voices of children and adults. Do you find any difference in their voices? And can you say that the frequency of the voice of a child is higher than that of an adult? Usually, the voice of a woman has a higher frequency than that of a man. See, children, every day we hear the voices of the children and the adults here. Do you find any difference in their voices? See, the you can you say that here the frequency of the voice of the adult is higher than that of an adult here. See, adult frequency will be less compared to that of the children. Therefore, the children's voice will be more compared to that of an adult. And usually the voice of the woman it has a higher frequency. Therefore, the sound produced by woman is higher than that of a man. Next is the audible and inaudible sounds. Audible means which you can hear. Inaudible means which you can't hear. We know that we need a vibrating body for the production of the sound. See, children, to produce the sound, vibration of a body is necessary. And can we hear the sound of all the vibrating bodies? The fact is that the sounds of the frequencies less than about 20 vibrations per second cannot be detected by the human ear. Remember this, children. See, every when the body produces the sound, see, can we hear the sound of all the vibrating bodies? See, we need a vibrating body for the production of the sound, but we can't hear the sound of all the vibrating bodies because here the sounds of frequencies less than about 20 vibrations per second, they cannot be detected by the human ear. Therefore, you can't hear the sounds of the objects which produces the 20 vibrations per second. Means here the frequency is less than about 20 vibrations per second, then they cannot be detected by the human ear, so you can't hear the sound here. Such sounds they are called as the inaudible. Here means inaudible means which you can't hear. On the other on the higher side, the sounds of the frequency is higher than about 20,000 vibrations per second, that is 20 kilohertz. They are also not audible to the human ear. Thus, for human ear, the range of the audible frequencies is roughly from 20 to 20,000 hertz. See, children, on the higher side, the sounds of the frequencies which are higher than about 20,000 vibrations per second, they are also not audible to the human ear. Thus, for the human ear, the range of the audible frequencies, it is roughly from 20 to 20,000 hertz. And here some animals they can hear the sounds of the frequencies higher than 20 hertz. See, some animals they can hear the sounds whose frequencies is higher than 20,000 hertz. Dogs have this ability, children. They can hear the sounds of frequencies higher than 20,000 hertz, and the police use the high frequency whistles which dogs can hear but humans cannot. See, the policeman they use a high frequency whistles to catch the thief, and which the dogs can hear. The high frequency whistles the dogs can hear, therefore the higher frequency whistles they are used by the policeman. But these sound, high frequency whistle sounds they can't heard by the humans because they are higher than the frequency is higher than 20,000 hertz here, and The ultrasound equipment, it is familiar to us for investigating and tracking many medical problems, works at frequencies higher than 20,000 hertz. So children, also here, the ultrasound equipment is familiar to us for investigating and tracking many medical problems. They are of the frequencies higher than 20,000 hertz. Understood children? Here, the dogs can hear the sounds of higher frequencies. Means here, frequencies higher than 20,000 hertz. Therefore, the policeman, he uses the high frequency whistles, which the dogs can hear, but the humans can't hear. Understood, children? Till now, we studied about the amplitude, time period, frequency of the vibration, and also the audible and inaudible sounds. See, you remember that when the amplitude of the vibration it is large, the sound produced will be loud, and when the amplitude is small, the sound produced will be less. And also, if the frequency of the vibration is higher, then we say that the sound is of a higher pitch, and if the frequency of vibration is lower, we say that the sound has a lower pitch. And also the audible sounds, the sounds of the frequencies less than 20 vibrations per second, they cannot be detected by the human ear. Such sounds, they are called as the inaudible sounds. And the sounds of the frequencies higher than 20,000 vibrations per second, they are also not audible to human ear. They are also called as the inaudible sounds. And here, thus the human ear, for human ear, the range of audible frequencies, is roughly from 20 to 20,000 hertz. You read this all, children. Now next concepts we will study in our next class. Thank you.